What is going on, guys? It's the Mad Dragon. We're back today talking about Rugby 24. Isn't that absolutely immense? We actually get to have two videos on the bounce about this game, considering there is still nothing coming from the official sources from Rugby 24 or from bigantstudios or from nacon, anything about this game. The fact that they don't want to bring you the news, hey, I'll do it for them if that is the way it needs to go. And today's one is pretty exciting. There could be some big news regarding the teams and even the stadiums coming to the game. So we're looking forward to this one. So yesterday I did do a video covering the fact that the game is now available for pre-order. You can go check that one out if you want to before this one to gain a little bit more context. Now, of course, this was the video that we did yesterday checking out the pre-order that was available. We basically went through the site that was Game in the UK that you can pre-order the game from. There was a bit of extra information that we didn't have from the trailer. They've increased this paragraph a little bit. They have confirmed there is 130 national teams going to be in the game, like they sort of saw around the trailer time. There is going to be a career mode. There are going to be various multiplayer modes, which is very exciting. We have a price point for the game of £45. We didn't have any new box art or game sort of pictures or in-game screenshots or trailers. Nothing really to go with, and a bit of a question about whether it's actually going to be coming out on all platforms, because there was a bit of a thing about whether or not it was actually going to be on Xbox One. There is sort of a mention here in the corner, but you couldn't actually pick it as a pre-order format. But it was really fun to look through that and get a bit more information about the game. Now, we've got a really great community on the Mad Dragon channel, and people have been reaching out, been reading through your guys' comments from the video, and there was a couple that really stuck out to me. A couple of you guys were talking about, of course, how you're not really sure about the price point when you've got nothing to go on in terms of, you know, pictures or gameplay or anything. A couple of people are a bit worried about whether or not the game will actually be delayed, like we've sort of seen issues with AFL and cricket. It was really fun to read through your guys' comments. One that did grab me, Tom here said that there are only 109 registered rugby nations in the world ranking, so there's probably going to have to be some sort of extra teams to make up that 130 they've announced in the game. I assumed it was going to be 109, and maybe they would have some of the women's international licenses. Maybe they've got Rugby Sevens international licenses, but I didn't even mention it in the video, so well done to Tom for bringing that to my attention, actually. But he did come up with some fun ideas, something that I did not consider. He said, what about if they added in something like the British and Irish Lions or legacy teams, such as like World Cup winning teams like England 2003 or the 2015 All Blacks. Now that's quite an interesting concept. I hadn't actually considered that as a thing. Maybe that's sort of what they mean by these national teams. They could have like legacy teams. I think that's a really good idea, but I didn't even consider that. So thank you, Tom, for that comment. Now, one that really jumped out to me down here, the Rugby and Sports Video Game 367. He's a nice guy. He's got his own channel playing a bit of rugby video game content. You can go over there, check out his channel, say the Mad Dragon sent you. But he came to me saying that he's found some additional information and that he'd dropped me a line on Twitter with what he's found. Now, I looked into this game. I couldn't find anything else on Google, no other place to pre-order it from, but he's managed to find something. So he sent me a link to this page. Now, this is from Play Asia. Now, not a site that I know. I can't sort of recommend going and buying a game from them. I've never purchased anything from them. I've done a bit of research into them. They seem to have a great deal of very positive reviews, so seems kind of legit, but I never have. Game is an actual established company, organization. They have a store that I can walk into tomorrow if I wanted to. So, you know, that's much more like if you're going to pre-order a game, you know that's at least safe if something's wrong with the game. But I've never bought anything from Play Asia, so, you know, take that with a little pinch of salt. But as you can see, they've also got some stuff up now for Rugby 24 on pre-order. They've got theirs slightly cheaper, £39.28. I assume there's a currency conversion in there, which is why it's such a weird, like, pence number. They do have box art. They do have box art for the game. Now, this box art sort of struck me as a little bit because I remember seeing this picture somewhere else. The kits look a little bit older. The players look a bit younger. And I was thinking, I'm sure I've seen this somewhere. Now, I want to give a shout because I'm not really sure where this came from. I originally saw this box art from a video from a guy called Sammy X2. He had it in his thumbnail. It's the same picture. I'm not sure if Sammy X2 is the guy that made this sort of box art as like a fan-made box art, or if he grabbed it from somewhere else. I'm not sure where it originated from, but it looks like that's what they've used. They have said up there it's a preliminary picture. Maybe they said the game was going to be coming out, but there's no official artwork. They've gone on Google and found something to stick on there. Maybe that's what it is. So I wouldn't think that's anything to do with official box art. But The description, on the other hand, is something that is quite interesting. So they've got a different description to what Game had about it. So they have, Rugby 24 is an exhilarating sports video game that offers realistic and immersive experience of playing rugby. Developed by a renowned gaming studio, this game provides players with the opportunity to engage in thrilling matches, showcasing their skills and tactical prowess on the virtual rugby field. Now, okay, that's all a bit of gaming jargon. You could probably find that on the back of most gaming boxes for pretty much any sport. But the next paragraph is what is really, really interesting to me. In Rugby 24, players can choose from a wide selection of national and international teams, including popular rugby powerhouses like New Zealand, Australia, South Africa, England, and more. Now, that is very interesting. Now, of course, these teams were all in Rugby 22 and Rugby 20, but it was a big sort of point about those games that they did not have the licenses for the Springboks or England. And a lot of people were not very happy. I've got a big community on this channel, apparently, of South African subscribers and English subscribers. You guys were really annoyed to hear that you weren't going to be able to have like an official team in the game, but having them outright named here as one of like the 4 powerhouse teams, I think that's probably a very positive sign for those guys. But even more so, each team is meticulously recreated, featuring authentic player rosters, kits, and stadiums, further enhancing the game's realism. Now, they don't say anywhere in there, it's a licensed team. We're going to get a licensed South African team or a licensed England team. But this sentence here, each team, every single one of them is meticulously recreated and features authentic player rosters, kits, and stadiums. So it actually kind of sounds like we might be getting an official South African team and an official England team. Of course, we did have New Zealand and Australia in Rugby 22. It was a really nice addition, but it came at the cost of a lot of the Tier 2 nations in being like licensed for the game. But the ability now, we're going to have maybe all of those Tier 2 nations back in, along with an actual South Africa and England team, should be a massive positive to so many of you guys watching. Now, on top of it, they've also got authentic player rosters, great. Kits, which is nice. I love it when we have proper kits. I'm really hoping if there's a career mode and they have authentic kits, it means we would actually be able to enhance our own kits more in our like created teams, maybe add some logos and actually sort of, upgrade those kits a little bit. But also stadiums. One of the key things that I've spoken about all these different rugby games is I really dislike the fact that you just have these made-up stadiums. They're quite limited. You only sort of have 5 or 6 different stadiums you ever seem to play in. And I would love to be able to play a game at the official stadium. I don't know what the licensing issue is around stadiums and being able to implement them in games. If I owned like my own stadium, if I was like the Principality, I'd want my stadium in the game. I want people to be able to play at my stadium. It's basically free advertising for you to have your stadium in the game. So if we're getting an actual World Cup game that actually has stadiums, that's going to be a really, really big positive for me. Unfortunately, there's no name of what stadiums there would be, but I feel like if you've got names of proper teams with authentic player rosters, it means we're probably going to have a lot of the main stadiums. Of course, it's the World Cup in France. We'll probably have the different French stadiums for them to play at. Rugby World Cup 2011, it was a New Zealand World Cup that game came out for, but it did have all of the stadiums for the Six Nations teams, so sort of like the UK teams and so on. They were all included in there as well. So hopefully there's a lot of positives to go on there. They've got the same release date that it's coming out there. Nothing else to go on there. So I would take the box art with a pinch of salt, but this reads not really like a general game jargon. This feels like someone that's got a bit of inside knowledge and actually sounds like that this could be something to look forward to with the game. So there we are, guys. Only a short video today, a little bit of an update. Thank you so much to you guys for dropping down this sort of information in the comments on the video. It's so nice that we have a nice little rugby gaming community. What a niche we are on YouTube, but it's so fun to see that all these people are jumping in with all these different things they can find on the internet about this game, seeing as the guys over at Rugby 24 are being so quiet. And I'm not going to lie, this stuff gets me really excited. I love the idea that this could be a thing coming to the game. Authentic player rosters, kits, stadiums. I'm hyped for this game. Why aren't Rugby 24 telling us this stuff? Like, I want to be hearing this from an official source. I want to be seeing gameplay trailers. I want to be seeing screenshot images of the different stadiums. Look what's in it. Let's get hyped about it, man. There's only 78 days left now till this game comes out. I really hope they actually get some official stuff out pretty soon. But there we have it, guys. That's going to be the video today. Hopefully you have enjoyed. If you have, make sure to drop this a like. Of course, I'll be keeping up with any news I can find about this game, leading all the way up till its release date, and also playing it on the day it comes out. There'll be a bunch of content on the channel, and we will be doing a live stream on the day. So make sure you are subscribed to keep up to date with all the latest videos as they come out. I'll see you all next time, guys. Bye-bye.